You're watching the main lunchtime news. Coming up, 60 minutes from China and the world with me, James Chow. It's just gone 12 midday here in Beijing, and we start this program over in London. Chinese President Hu Jintao and American leader Barack Obama will work together for a positive, cooperative and comprehensive relationship. They met on Wednesday ahead of the G20 summit in the British capital in what was their first face-to-face meeting since Obama took office. My colleague Wang Dewei has that story.
A much-anticipated first. On the sidelines of the G20 summit in London, President Hu Jintao expressed satisfaction over the new stage in Sino-US relations.
The two sides also reached an agreement on the characterization of the China-US relationship in this new era and on the mechanism of the strategic economic dialogues.
The first round of the dialogues will begin in Washington this summer. Hu Jintao designated Vice Premier Wang Qishan and State Councilor Dai Bingguo to serve as China's special representatives. Barack Obama named Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner. Hu Jintao says China is ready to work with the U.S. to bring about an early recovery of the faltering world economy, and China will continue to enhance coordination in macroeconomic policies with the U.S. side. Obama spoke of the need for the U.S. and China to work together.
I have said publicly, and I continue to believe, that the relationship between China and the United States is not only important for the citizens of both our countries, but will help to set the stage for how the world deals with a whole host of challenges in the years to come.
The leaders promised to oppose protectionism for long-term global economic development. They also agreed to resume dialogue on the human rights issue at an early date. Hu Jintao invited Barack Obama to visit China in the second half of 2009, and the U.S. president accepted with pleasure. Wang Dewei, CCTV.
And some reaction to that story. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has expressed strong support for the new bilateral mechanism for the strategic and economic dialogue. The Chamber says it's ready and willing to work with U.S. and Chinese officials to develop constructive solutions to challenging global issues.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is the world's largest business federation. It represents more than 3 million businesses and organizations. The Chamber applauded U.S. President Barack Obama's decision to pursue an expanded engagement with China. The CEO of the Chamber says there's no question that the new strategic and economic dialogue will be a critical forum to forge common solutions that can return the global economy to prosperity and address shared geopolitical challenges. The new mechanism includes negotiations on the economy. This would be similar to the strategic economic dialogue that former Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson initiated. So far, 5 rounds of these talks have been carried out. But the new forum will also cover talks between Chinese State Councilor Dai Bingguo and U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Lina, CCTV.
Well, Hu Jintao has a packed schedule in London. He's already held one-on-one talks with Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, French leader Nicolas Sarkozy, and also British Prime Minister Gordon Brown. As my colleague Li Xiang tells us, developing bilateral ties and dealing with a global crisis are topping their talks.
This is the third meeting between President Hu Jintao and his Russian counterpart Dmitry Medvedev in less than 5 months. Boosting bilateral ties and tackling the financial crisis were their major topics on Wednesday. Hu Jintao called for stronger cooperation to overcome the difficulties under the grave conditions of the world economy. He said China and Russia need to push forward reforms of the international financial system. Dmitry Medvedev said Russia is looking forward to Hu Jintao's state visit in June. He said Russia will work with China to fight the financial crisis together. The same day, the Chinese president held talks with British Prime Minister Gordon Brown. Hu Jintao says the international community faces a daunting challenge in striving for the recovery of the world economy. He said all countries across the world are in the same boat. Hu Jintao stressed the need for joint efforts so the boat can sail through the financial turmoil safe and sound. Brown said he's convinced that with the joint efforts of Britain, China, and other countries at the summit will make substantive progress in dealing with the downturn. President Hu Jintao told French President Nicolas Sarkozy the meeting means a new starting point for bilateral relations. He said he hopes the two sides will work together to usher in a new phase in ties. China and France simultaneously issued a press communique through their foreign ministries. According to the document, France reaffirms its support for the One China policy and will not back any form of independence for Tibet. 李想 CCTV